Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester, and my name is Junior. Today we're going to switch things up a bit and look at the Batman The Dark Knight Rises 1/12 scale from Inart. So this is a little bit of a high-end figure. This is the deluxe version. I don't remember what the difference is between the deluxe and the regular anymore. I believe it has various or multiple head sculpts available. So this has been in my pile of loot, or actually been in my house for a while now. Just haven't had a chance to open it and everything. I got this from 16kit.com. I don't think it's available to order anymore, and because this is the deluxe version, I believe this was around $110 or so. I believe the regular version is $79. So very plain box, as you can see. Does have the seal over here. I only have one other Inart product, which is the Man of Steel, and I am thoroughly impressed by that one. Now this one, as you know, I have been trying to find a good 1/12 scale that's somewhat has the fabric like Mezco has, or I wasn't sure whether I was going to do Mezco or Mafex. At $110, this is definitely around the ballpark of the prices that I'm going for. So I believe this one is not fabric, so this would be a competitor of Mafex rather than Mezco. And I'm showing the unboxing, or part of the unboxing, because this is a unique product, so I wanted to show also part of the unboxing to show you guys what's included in it as well. So you're seeing it as much as I am. There's a secondary tray at the bottom. As you can see, this is just foam, anything or anything. This one seems to be the cape. And an instruction on how to put in the cape. Apparently you're supposed to detach the chest plate. So it almost looks like very similar to what they do in the regular 1/6 scale, where it clips into the main body, their cape system. This one feels like it's just loose, so it's not wired. Accessory guide for the gun, or the rifle, the gun, and then the batarang. How the joints are moved, can be pulled outwards. Okay. Handle the shoulders with care, as the shoulder armor is connected via a small ball jointed hinge. Okay, that's good to know. So slightly above 90 degrees on the elbow, more than 90 degrees on the knees, twist in the torso, a little bit in the back, that much for kick. Okay, and then face plates, hands. Display stand is supposed to be here in the rib cage area, and that's it. And then it shows you all that stuff. Okay, so this one I remember now. The deluxe has the Bruce Wayne portrait, which I really wanted, because Inart, it's cool to have the articulation and everything, but Inart excels at portraits. So we're gonna jump in. Actually, you know what? Nah, we'll keep that at the very end. And here is the stand. Stand is actually fairly solid. There it is. Dark Knight Rises 2012 112 collectible series, Dark Knight Trilogy, Inart 112 scale, HDM0001. Yes, this is the very first of their 112 scale, which is why I also wanted to get it. Anytime I can, when a company is trying to get into something new, I want to get it as a collectible product. And it becomes very successful, then you have the first collectible product they've ever done. And two mouth plates, the gun. Oh, this is the electromagnetic gun, this is the sticky gun. I see the batarangs down here. There are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra pairs of hands, not including the one that he currently comes in with. These are very thin. I mean, like almost like to scale to whatever this thing is supposed to be. Can you see it? How thin it is? That's like, yeah, like fingernail thin. Okay, so it looks like it only comes with one cape. I thought it was with two. So this is a fully articulated body, kind of like Mafex. It's not fabric. As you saw me unbox it, this is the very first time I am looking at this. Let me go ahead and do a close-up shot. So there's the close-up shot, and unfortunately I seem to have a very shiny nose tip on mine. It's a little bit more noticeable on camera, not too noticeable in hand. The figure has a very matte finish, which is really cool. You can see the difference between the black around his eyes and the cowl itself. See some sort of shininess at the pointed edge. It's a very good likeness for Bale, as you can see. Not a lot of paint application on the mouth plate. Very, very subtle. Here's a detail. So when I first heard about this, I was really excited because I thought it was going to be fabric, and then I saw that it wasn't. And as I looked into the photographs, one of the things that made me somewhat hesitant is this joint here. It's too complex as far as I was concerned, and too many cuts and connections. Apologize as I move in and out. I'm trying to get as much detail as I can, as close as I can. You can definitely see differences in paint tones of the black. There you go. Look at the detail right there. The ball joint at the ankle is not so noticeable. It is, I mean, because I'm blowing it up, but as you can see, got toe joint. It does have a boot cut, but I don't think, yeah, there is, yeah. I wouldn't force it too much. I don't think you need it anyway with the movement here. As you can see, the joints are fairly stiff. Just being careful with mine. Okay, there is a bend on the thigh, which explains why there's a cut there. Interesting movement. So that's kind of ugly. He's still kind of like when he's cooking, it'll definitely show. I don't know why. There's a cut here. More, I think this is more like a covering, so that it covers the gap in this joint. The belt is loose, so you can put it into position any way you want. There's the waist joint there. There's 2 points of articulation here that you almost don't even see until you start using it. Very interesting. Look at that, see? Completely disappears. So they said that this thing is connected through a joint. As you can see, it is, so be very careful when you're moving that. Like maybe I would push it that much, and that's it. And then rotate it. There is a butterfly joint that's more helpful going back than going forward. There is a bicep cut here that's hidden, well hidden. And we already know, oh, it actually goes higher than what they showed on the photographs. There's a slight movement on the gauntlet, but not, I wouldn't count on it too much. I would just rotate it here and rotate it the bicep. The hand seems to be in a ball joint. This is stiff plastic, so be careful. It's sharp and it might break if you force it. The back looks beautiful. And going far, trying to see, it's still kind of visible, this joint here. It's the most, aside from the elbow, it's probably the ugliest joint in the whole figure. Comes with slightly open hands, some closed hands, battering holding hands. Four batarangs. These mouth plates are ridiculously small. Sorry for my dirty fingernail. But you can see it actually has some 5 o'clock shadow painted at the bottom of his chin. So when I said the paint application seems lacking, I was incorrect. But here's the thing though. I really can't tell the difference between this mouth plate and that, except for maybe the lips are slightly more closer together. It's kind of hard to position this, but geez, I really can't tell the difference between these two mouth plates. Right? Look at that. And I think that was an issue that I heard. I think this one's slightly narrower than that. Wow, that's indistinguishable. They didn't say how to remove the mouth plate, but let's pull it out. Yeah, so that's what I would do. Just pull it out and push it from behind. I probably would not use a razor blade to pull it out like I did. Once you put it in, yeah. Honestly, I can't tell that I did change it. I think it is slightly narrow. Here's the head, and this is it. This is the money shot. Looks like it has a neck adapter, so I'm supposed to remove the neck itself. Wow. And the value just skyrocketed because of this. So from, I believe, $70 to $110, this is so worth it. This is beautiful. The paint application, the sculpting, I would almost say it's a miniature Hot Toys figure, but it's almost saying that as an insult, because this is just amazing. With the hair work, it's almost too a shame that you can see a seam line going across the hair, but there's no way you can avoid that. The ear work, look at that ear. Subtle. That's why you can't tell the difference in the paint application on the lower chin. As you can see, you really can't tell. Everything else is, all the subtle paint application is mostly in the eyes, around the eyes, the furrow of the brows, the nose. You can see the green on the upper lip and the bottom chin. This is where your money goes. That's basically it. Oh my god, look at that. You know, normally I'm not a big fan of displaying my comic book characters with their alternate egos, but in this case, I mean, I cannot say no to that face. That face is just where it is. More so because it's kind of disappointing that the mouth plates are so similar to one another. They should have had one where he's grimacing, or one with an open teeth, like gritted teeth, or something like that, to make it worth it. I'm gonna go really briefly with the weapons. This is not my priority. This does not collapse, so it's just one piece, so that's good, because these are really thin pieces of plastic. But this red looks like a translucent red, so I don't even know how they were able to plug that in there. This is the electromagnetic gun. This one is disappointingly plain, and I feel like that should be incorrect. Like, there should be some blues in here. And here's his, wow, look at that dart gun, repel gun. I gotta put this back in here. Oh, and we need to put in the cape. That's right. So according to this, just remove the chest plate. Okay, it's magnetized. Makes it easy. Good. So what's gonna make this hard is the fact that there really isn't any thing holding this in here. except the chest plate itself. So while you're putting it in there, it's trying to come out. So somehow you have to hold that in while putting the chest plate in. You know what I mean? Look at that. So I can hold this one in, but this is going to be a problem. And somehow you kind of have to hope that it goes in, and it's not, because it's too it's creating a gap. Again, I would not usually recommend using an X-Acto knife to do that, but I'm not really putting a lot of pressure on it. I'm just making sure it goes in smooth. I think it's in there now. How they did this cape, man. The pleats and the cape is impressive. And how it falls. Look at that. I'm kind of wishing there was a secondary cape that has the wired, but honestly, I'll tell you what how I'm going to display this is basically him standing up, or standing like so. And it's kind of weird for me to say it, but this is the strength of the figure. Okay, tell you what, the way I'm going to display it is basically standing like this. It's kind of weird for me to say it, but this is where the strength of the figure is in that portrait. How tall is he? He is around 6 1/4. Wait, is that right? Yeah, almost 6 1/2, but 6 1/4. In comparison, this is his direct competitor, the Mafex. Because it's an articulated plastic body. Here is a Mezco. I'm going to put this, oh, you know what? I made a mistake in this one. This is slightly higher. So maybe like 6 1/4. So the Mezco is taller. The Mafex is taller. This might be a true 1/12 scale. So this might be a true 1/12 scale because Christian Bale is apparently only 6 feet tall. With the boots, it might go up to like 6 1/4. So this would be out of scale because this is Michael Keaton Mezco. Michael Keaton is shorter than Christian Bale. Body-wise too, the proportions are definitely more slimmer. So he's not gonna fit in my Mezco collection. Well, maybe that's a good height for between the two of them because Christopher Reeve is supposed to be 6'4", and his boots doesn't really have high heels, but this is more like 6'6" inches, 6.5 inches. It'll be interesting to see if Inart does a corn sweat Superman and see how much taller he would be if they were really doing a true 1/12 scale. All right, let's look at the value on this thing. So the regular version only comes with the Batman head and mouth plates, and it's $70. For $70, you have really good articulation. You're fighting with Mafex, and you don't have the Christian Bale look. $70 against a Mafex is pretty good. There's a good value there. I would value it at 12, base price 10, equaling to $70 for the regular version. You're getting a lot of stuff, a lot of hands, very nice detail, good range of articulation movement. That's almost the same range as a Mafex. Same quality, or the quality is well done and everything. For 110 with this head sculpt, man, I'm telling you, this head sculpt though. Wait, before I go there, the value on this one, I'm leaving it. If it was the regular version, I'm leaving it at 12, and I'm not subtracting any points for the confusing mouth plates that they're putting in, because I really can't tell the difference between the three. The reason why I'm not deducting any points for it is because of the low price of $70. Like that, a Mafex right now usually costs around $80 for the most basic figure that they have, and the more complicated it is, it goes up to 90, 100 the more popular it is. So paying $70 for an Inart quality, it's a good value. That's why I'm leaving it at 12. If this had been around, let's say 80 to 90, then I would have deducted that value because of the three mouth plates. It's really indistinguishable between the three. And maybe you can say, well, it's because of the scale and because of what they're trying to achieve realistically. And I would say, yeah, but it's like too close. The expression between the three is too close for something like that. I just can't tell. I would almost posit and say that this might be a mistake, that they gave me the wrong mouth plates, but I'm like, I don't really care at this point. Now, the deluxe version of $110, this is the money shot. I cannot stress how much it amps the value for this one. For this headpiece alone, for what you're able to achieve, I would say the value of 14. For $110, a regular Mafex, as I was saying, like this guy, I believe this guy was around, no, not this guy. Let's make it something more interesting. The Superboy Mafex. Now, admittedly, this guy came with 3 head sculpts. That's pretty good. But this is $110, I believe, $115. And this is the direct competitor of Mafex, is Inart. But look at that face. I mean, my God. Admittedly, this is comic book based. But even I'm almost positive that even their realistic one does not come close to what you're going to see with this Inart product. This is a miniature 1/6 scale Christian Bale comparatively to what Hot Toys can do, but this is just, the quality is just unbelievable. The value for the deluxe, because of this head sculpt alone, 14 easily. Very impressive for the first product that they're doing for 1/12 scale. Yeah, this is very impressive. And I really don't mind that this is not fabric, because if you're gonna do fabric at this scale, you're gonna be messing around too much. You'll degrade. The fabric will degrade. This will be rubber and all that stuff. I do prefer this scale to be plastic. And if they do David Corn sweat and it's around the same price, granted, I hope that they'll do multiple faces, multiple expressions, I would buy it instantly. If it's the same price range, 110, instantly. I believe it's worth it. Yeah, so that's it for my review of Inart's 1/12 scale Batman, the deluxe version. This is an amazing piece. If you ever have the chance to get it, I would suggest getting it, and you will be blown away at how they're able to accomplish something so remarkable at such a small scale. Now, granted, I'm talking about this piece with the Christian Bale head sculpt, and this will, oh my god, this is just gonna be, let me show you the difference between a mezco and an art. This might evoke a Christopher Reeve portrait. This is just a miniature Christian Bale. That's how much of a difference they are. And this was, I believe, 140. And it came with multiple head sculpts, yes, but the quality, oh my god, even the paint application is just amazing. Amazing. I would, you know, this is what I would do. Bypass the regular version. Sorry. It's cheap. Yes, you'll get a good representation of the Dark Knight in your collection, but you can get that with Mafex and everything. Bypass it. $70, I would go for this one. Absolutely. That's my recommendation. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it informative. I will see you guys again on my next review. Bye.